be sparking and rushing mad like inside the dark. Call me Bill Snatcher, just the brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the anime. And today I wanted to take this time now on this day of reflection, and I wanted to have a moment of silence for Konohamaru Sarutobi, because Konohamaru is about to get destroyed in the next episode on September 12th, 2021. And I want to say right now, I know it's so easy to make the jokes about Konohamaru being trash and being a huge disappointment for the franchise, and I totally understand it. I've made some of the jokes myself. It's low-hanging fruit. It's a easy way to get likes. However, I want to take this time out now to say, I don't necessarily think that this is Studio Pierrot taking the time to just drag Konohamaru and make him seem like he's useless. This isn't going to be a defense video, because Konohamaru and Boruto hasn't shown much of anything for you to actually defend, in my opinion. However, I do want to kind of clear up this misconception. I think that when we watch tomorrow's episode, when Isshiki comes to Konoha and begins to start wrecking everything, which I don't consider a spoiler because the next episode preview shows you that the guy's coming to Konoha and he's about to wreck all types of stuff. So what I will say is that I kind of think it's commendable what they try to do with Konohamaru, because if you read the Boruto manga, one of the things that should stand out to you is the fact that Konohamaru hasn't done anything. Like, when I say he hasn't done anything, I mean, he's like Neji in the Naruto manga after you got past the Kazekage rescue arc. Like, Neji's shining moment was getting the back scratcher from hell during the 4th Great Ninja War. Other than that, Neji didn't do anything, but Konohamaru, his team has gone on missions without him. His team has had numerous dangerous battles, and you would think that an experienced jonin like Konohamaru would come in handy. However, at least with what the anime's done, the anime's giving you small moments where Konohamaru's at least done something. Like when it comes to the battle against Kakashi and Koji, they gave you extra scenes to try and make him look somewhat respectable. We found out why Konohamaru wasn't there for the Boro fight in the Boruto manga, which was a big question people such as myself had, which is, where was Konohamaru? Well, essentially the anime showed you that, like, yo, Konohamaru got bodied when Jigen pulled up to Naruto's house and ate the last bowl of ramen inside of Naruto's house, and then proceeded to take Naruto's adopted son Kawaki and beat the brakes out of Naruto. Well, now you're getting the same situation here, where when Isshiki pulls up, Konohamaru once again goes into a battle, and I know it's very easy to say this guy thought that he could go up against Jigen and he lost, and now he's going to see somebody who's an Otsutsuki and he's going to go up against this person thinking that he can win. Does Konohamaru have brain damage? I've seen the jokes on that, but I think what the animators are trying to show you is that Konohamaru at least still has that courage, because back during the Pain arc, when those chapters were coming out, I was one of the people saying, why the hell did Konohamaru just jump forward? Why didn't he run away? Because people saw Konohamaru as a 12-year-old kid who was clearly outmatched. But the thing with Konohamaru is that Konohamaru has a big set of balls, and that's one of the things that I always enjoyed when it came to certain Naruto characters, is the fact that it doesn't matter if the person they're going up against is significantly stronger. Some of these characters, they have their pride as men. They will kind of swap hands with you and look for that opportunity to see if they can't take you down. Sometimes the power gap is just too big to make a difference. But getting into Konohamaru, I think that you can really argue that he gets way too much crap from fans. Don't get me wrong. Again, I know he hasn't had a big Kakashi moment like everybody wanted to see, how like Kakashi when he went up against Zabuza, you're like, oh my god, this guy's a eternal badass. I totally understand that. However, the thing that I'll say is that look at the people that he has fought. So the Jugo fight, that was halfway impressive, seeing Konohamaru get the chakra drained out of him. He sends Jugo flying across the forest. That was pretty impressive to see something like that. That was good. You need more fights of how you had Konohamaru versus Jugo. However, the other side to that too is that he tried to go up against Jigen, and you saw what Jigen did to Naruto and Sasuke. So in what world is Konohamaru going to do any better against Jigen than Naruto and Sasuke did. He's not. You're playing yourself if you say otherwise. So what is Konohamaru gonna do up against somebody that destroyed somebody who destroyed him? You guys know I don't really get into the power scaling aspect of this stuff, but this is one of those things where it's pretty damn linear, to where it's pretty easy to draw a linear line between where Konohamaru ranks against some of these characters. I mean, I think more than anything, we're just seeing something that I've said going as far back as when we were going into the war arc of Naruto. When I used to be on the forums, I used to tell people that, like, yo, just because a character is ranked as a 5, because 5 is the highest stat that you would get at that point, just because a character is ranked as a 5 does not mean that all 5s are created equal. Konohamaru has been getting praise from people like Sasuke and Shikamaru and etc. He's seen as one of Konoha's elite shinobi. However, not all 5s are created equal. Rock Lee is a 5, but Rock Lee is clearly dozens of times more powerful than Konohamaru. And speaking of Rock Lee, if Rock Lee went up against Isshiki, you can make the argument that Isshiki would body Rock Lee as well. So it's one of those things to where I think that Konohamaru is just suffering from the fact that he's not been able to meet fan expectations. But I think that fans have had higher expectations of Konohamaru than anything that was ever determined for him. And I think some of that comes down to Kishimoto. When he originally came up with the concept of Boruto having a sensei, it was not Sasuke Uchiha who was planning to be Boruto's sensei. I think that some of that might be hurting Konohamaru, and I'll probably do a whole video breaking that down, why Sasuke wasn't the original person that was chosen. But what I will say is that we do need to see more from Konohamaru, and I think the animes tried to show you by having him, you know, display those guts, because he was clearly outmatched against Pain, but he still was willing to swap hands to defend the village. I think that they're trying to show you that this is a respectable, honorable character, but I think that it's been lost in translation, because I think, again, fans have just had their expectations for Konohamaru too high. I think you need more of what you saw with Jugo, where Konohamaru fought against Jugo, but the fights need to be longer. I kind of feel like the Boruto anime is in a situation where they're starting to fall into the trap that Dragon Ball fell into, which is you have characters like Tien and Yamcha, and especially Yamcha and Krillin, who they're seen as fodder, but they're seen as fodder in comparison to people that are able to blow up entire solar systems. When you get to the Cell Saga, the Dragon Ball manga, the fact of the matter is that Yamcha at times had a power level high enough to where people were mistaking Yamcha's power level for Goku's power level. These are still some of the strongest people that are on the planet, but they don't get the same level of respect. Konohamaru, fans rightfully want to see Konohamaru cut loose because he's the sensei for Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki, basically the person charged of watching over Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Orochimaru's kids. So you do want to see more out of that character, but I'm just going to say now, like, him showing that heart, I get what they're going for in this next episode. However, as long as he doesn't end up like 10-10 where the anime just dogs him out, as long as it's not dogged out, I'm not going to make any jokes about it. But I do think that we do need to see more from Konohamaru now. So what I want to know from you guys is if you had to rank Konohamaru in comparison to Naruto characters, where would you rank Konohamaru? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.